All right. And then I'll send it to the boys. I think it should be going though. Let's see.
Oh yeah, we're gonna blur the background.
All right. Yeah, let's do it.
Do it.
All right. Sweet. Alrighty. So, what do we want to start off with here? So, obviously, this is the first anti-pod. We've been requested to do one for a while now here, and
We've been teased. We've been ridiculed. Now's
yeah,
our time.
we really have too. And I feel like the normal pods have kind of gone away a little bit. So it's time
Yeah.
for us
What the
to
hell?
step up here.
Shit commish.
Yeah. So I mean, looking at like our league, we got a bunch of players available. Some of the top players, obviously, Acuna. It's gonna be the best player in fantasy. Literally 72 steals last year. Um, what did he get? 40 home runs. Can't get much better than that. Uh, projected on Fantasy Pros to get 37 home runs, 53 steals. I mean, I don't get how he could go down that much unless teams are just gonna go. I guess he got 73. I was wrong from that 72, but I mean that's got to be the best player on the board. Obviously, we're missing a
Yep.
lot of. I mean, we're missing a lot of like of the best pitchers with Spencer Strider, which we'll talk about later. But what do we think Acuna is going for this year, Chris? What do you think?
I got him at 65.
65.
I think it's going to be upwards of 65, and I think someone in our league is already eyeing him and is going to pay whatever to get him.
Yeah.
I just don't know who that is yet.
I have a player I am willing to do that with, but it's actually not
Yep.
Acuna. Uh,
Yep.
That's not that's not my guy. But
Mm-hmm.
I have two players actually I'm willing to do that with. And once we get to the draft, I'm sure everyone will figure out
Yeah.
well who that is for myself. But um,
Mm-hmm.
I think yeah, I think Acuna could even go like 75. With that
Yeah.
with this being like a keeper league, it's yeah. I mean you could easily see that going for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Bobby Witt, I think
I
could go up
Yep.
pretty high too. Um, I mean even Mookie, uh, he's gonna be second base, shortstop, and outfield eligible. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty good. Um,
And he's going to keep that eligibility just for this year, though,
yeah,
because he's moving to shortstop permanently. So
yeah.
this is
He
his
said
last year with all
permanently.
that.
He said permanently for now, like
For now, yeah.
permanently for now, which and I'm not quite sure what the for now means, but yeah, I mean, if you need I mean, outfield in my opinion is definitely the shallowest position this year. I mean,
Yep.
that's what a lot of podcasts are telling me. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so with outfield and short and second, definitely. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't want to put all my cards on the table, but that's my guy. I'm willing to go out for sure. He
Mm-hmm.
he's
I
he's the
gotcha. I
he's the
gotcha.
one I think I have him projected at like 48. Um, I'll be honest. I'll probably pay more for Mookie. I need some power, and I don't mind those steals that he gives you too. Um,
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah.
yeah.
So that's my guy. I'm putting that on the table there. Um,
I'd be curious. Does whoever has the first option to throw someone out there, is it going to be Acuna just to see, like, establish what that precedence is, or are they going to throw like a couple littler guys out there just to get them off the table, and then Acuna is going to come and it's going to be like just a wave of dollars being spent.
Yeah. I I mean, personally, I think I was actually talking to Eric about this kind of.
Mhm.
There is a strategy to throwing up who like for myself, I already have two closers in this league. So like I don't need to I don't need to draft closers, so I can just throw closers up and you guys can pay all you want for them, but I'll just sit there and
Mhm.
watch and get you guys to spend some money. So personally,
Yep.
I wouldn't throw Acuna, but I mean that's not a bad one to get people going on. That's for sure. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I
I
mean
mean, who in our league has the dollar amounts and the cap to go for Acuna at 75 though?
Kyle. I think I think he has the best per dollar per player
Yeah.
right now. But I don't know if he would do that. I could see someone like Jay. I think Jay has absolutely no people on his team. Uh,
Yeah. He's
I,
got a
I
blank slate.
yeah, I could see someone. I mean, I'm not paying 75 for him. I don't think I'll pay 75 for any team. Um,
Nope.
so or any player. I mean, so yeah, I I think Jay because Jay goes in on that stuff. Um, Jay, honestly, I'm pretty sure he'll probably bid up some players. I mean, it's hard for me to
Yep.
know. There's just it's hard because players. I mean, I have full 12 keepers. Um,
Hmm.
actually, seeing I've had a couple people come out after Jonathan India, which will be an interesting player. He was playing first base yesterday, so
Yeah.
he'll be second base and maybe first base. And also seen he'll be corner outfield eligible,
Hmm.
eventually. Just the Reds, except since Marte Novelli or whatever it is,
Yeah.
Marte on Peds got suspended, so that does help clear up things. But yeah, that's kind of another player that I'm stoked I have just eligible all over the place.
I was one of those guys who was
Yeah,
after him too.
yeah, he's really not bad. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think 75 for Acuna is totally reasonable.
Yep.
Um, just has to be the
I'll go
right
65
team.
just to keep it Price is Right rules.
I hate that when people are like bidding and then they like I'm just clicking the button and someone throws like 35 for like
Yeah.
a player on it. I'm just like, yo, couldn't we get there eventually?
Yeah.
Um,
Right as you click, you're like, I don't want him for 35. I want him for
yeah,
like 25. But someone threw 35 out there, and I was already clicking the button.
yeah. So, I mean, it'll be interesting. So, looking at teams in our league, most everyone has at least one catcher, not catcher,
Hmm.
closer. Um,
Yep.
myself with two. Everyone knows I love my closers. Um, I've kind of screwed myself in the last 3 seasons by loving closers too much. Um,
Hmm.
I'm almost always last in Ks. I'm almost always first in saves, but I last year I really was trying to mainly play like three closers, sometimes two, to
Hmm.
try to play the ERA and WHIP game,
Yep.
but it didn't help me really at all. So I don't know. Do you think closers are as valuable as like they should be, or what is your take on that?
If you're looking at which categories closers help you in, it's saves only. That's the only one that they can get them in. But they do help you with ERA and WHIP if
Mhm.
you have the locks, so to speak.
Yeah,
If you've got like your middle line closers that maybe you'll give up a home run, once a week, something like that,
yeah,
then you're not really gaining anything in ERA and WHIP because all that stuff is going to be inflated. So like I think closer is the most volatile position that we have, just because it how many good closers are there, and how many actually stay good closers for a while. I mean, look at what happened with Josh Hader. Like he went
yeah,
he went downhill quick once he got traded from Milwaukee, and he just blew up. Um, it was I I think it's good that we don't have relief pitcher positions. We just have pitcher positions, so
Hmm.
we can run just like you did. You could run three closers if you really want to.
Yeah.
You could run one closer and go after wins and strikeouts or WQS and strikeouts if you want to go with seven starters for a week. You know, you get two
Yeah.
pitch or two starters. You can do that. So I think maybe top five closers in the game are definitely worth spending
So
money on.
so we got the only top five closer that's available. I guess yeah. What available is
Hater and Class
Classe
A.
and Hater. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah. I think Hater's solid. Recently I got a trade offer for Williams and
Mm-hmm.
it was a swap actually. Williams
Mm-hmm.
for Diaz. And I have Diaz for 10 bucks. I think Devin
Yep.
Williams is 20 or 23 or something like that. And I said no.
20. Yeah.
Yeah, I said no.
I
I I don't think the upside's that much worth it for $10 more. Um
I have a confession to make. I also was offered Devin Williams for one of my closers. So
recently.
we know someone who's been pouring pouring Devin Williams around.
Yeah. So, yeah,
And I said the
exposing
same
him
thing.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah. But
I said the same thing you did. I was like, is $18 more worth a couple more strikeouts and a little bit less of ERA and WHIP?
yeah. And I don't think so. Yeah.
Can I spend $18 somewhere else
Yeah, exactly.
in the draft this year?
Yeah.
That's that's kind of the basis where I was at. Like I like my closers right now too. I like their value first and foremost, and I took a big risk in drafting them last year and getting them. Kind of just playing the long game. Um, I kind of like did a little bit of my homework and said I think these two are going to be closers this year, even though they weren't I should say last year. I didn't think they were projected to be, at least on this opening day rosters, but they ended up
Yeah, you did
going
great there.
into it.
I'm looking at it now. Yeah, Duran
Yeah.
and Munoz. I think I was trying to get I think I was trying to get Duran from you last season.
Yeah.
When he turned
A
into a
lot of
closer.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's kind of where, like, if you do your homework, you can kind of get these diamonds in the rough and, you can play the long game, so to speak, and get good value for them and then hold on them so you can start building your roster elsewhere, around these guys.
Hmm. Yeah. I both of your closers are solid for the price, that's for sure. And they're both B
That's
contracts. Um
mm-hmm.
yeah. I mean
Oh man, we gotta.
yeah, we got Eric in chat booing closers. He was the cause of the hubbub in the
Mm-hmm.
um fantasy chat probably 2 weeks ago now, just comparing how closers ERA does or does not help your actual overall
Mm-hmm.
ERA. Um I mean, I have Edwin Diaz and Pete Fairbanks. Both are, I guess, at least through Fantrax, are
Mm-hmm.
projected exactly 3 even ERA. Both very good whip at 1.056 and 1.078. I'll start at least Edwin Diaz probably most weeks. Pete
Mm-hmm.
Fairbanks only if he's keeping that Tampa Bay
Yeah.
closer job. I mean, I think he will, but I think you have Jason Adam who also
Mm-hmm.
uh, got some saves last year.
Yeah.
Um,
And no one's gonna go after any of the handcuffs in the auction. They're gonna do that in the reserve draft or pick them up
yeah,
right after the season starts. So like you kind of look at, I'm looking at Eric's roster right now, and he has all of his pitcher pitchers taken for. So he's going after all offense in the in the auction.
Yeah.
So that means he's only got one closer right now.
Hmm.
So he's going to either pick someone up in the reserve draft, which how many closers are going to be
So
available in the
so
reserve
yeah,
draft?
I have relief pitchers right now,
Mm-hmm.
rankings, and you got Josh Hader at the second ranked,
Yep.
Clase and Romano, and then you got a huge drop all the way down to Tanner Scott with
Yep.
Miami. Like I get, they were. I was in Xbox chat with them earlier, not earlier, but within the last month, and they were hyping me up on Craig Kimbrell. I think he's fine. Kenley Jansen is fine with the Red Sox, but
Mm-hmm.
how many save opportunities is he gonna get there?
Yeah.
Uh,
Craig Kimbrell on Baltimore is just going to get all of Baltimore's offensive like wins. So
yeah,
it's not like he's going to carry the ship back there. He's just there
yeah.
to to exit after their offense goes off.
I do think
Um,
he'll probably be fine. What's he projected
yeah.
on Fantasy Pros? He's projected 25 saves.
Hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't want him
I
on my
just
team.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
What is Fairbanks ranked? Oh, what the fuck? I don't.
Fairbanks is 15th overall from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I don't see him on this list. But yeah, I mean, people have asked me for Fairbanks. I think I like both of my closers just because it's a like a 1-2 punch. Like they're gonna get
Yep.
save opportunities, but they also have solid ERA and solid WHIP. Um,
Yep.
so like I really I think closers are worth it, but I'm also
They're
way on the other end of the spectrum
yeah.
than some people. Um, yeah,
But even until you look at some of their like projections too, like for Diaz and Fairbanks, like similar, if
yeah,
not equivalent projections.
which is crazy because
Yeah.
I'd go with Diaz every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
And
of
you see
course,
like the difference. It's like like your Edwin Diaz is third overall and Fairbanks is 15th overall. So
yeah.
your number three and your number 15 are going to give you the same thing. So
So
do you spend 20 bucks?
does that mean it's not worth it? I don't know.
Yeah. Like, do you spend
Like
20 bucks on a guy if you can get similar, if not equivalent value
even looking at
later on for 10?
Duran and Munoz, uh,
Yeah.
like at least according to Fantrax projections, which I don't necessarily trust uh completely,
Yeah.
but both of your closers are projected to get more saves than Diaz and Fairbanks, which
Hmm.
maybe Munoz, but Duran, I don't know. I guess both of those teams, Minnesota and Seattle, are like solid. So maybe they'll be in a lot
Hmm.
of like 1 or 2 or
Yep.
3 run games, which give them those save opportunities. Um,
Yeah. AL
yeah,
Central is wide open, so
yeah,
Minnesota can take it, Detroit can take it, Cleveland can take it. Maybe the White Sox can take it. I don't know.
yeah.
That's a complete
I
lie.
doubt that. I looked over to you and I was like, I don't know about that one. Um, yeah. So I mean, closers. We'll see.
Closers.
Yeah.
We
Um,
got two closers, so we don't have to worry about it.
yeah, exactly. That's everyone else's problem. Um, all right. So looking at like some of the teams in our league, um,
Hmm.
I'm just thinking about like kind of best value players. I know you were talking earlier about some like expected value versus what they go for.
Hmm.
Um, who are some of the players you think are some of the best value in our league?
So I was doing my research and I got some value differences. Um, Obviously, Strider's number one. I mean, looking at that, he's got Krim's got him for 7, and everyone else average value is 40, something like that. So you got a $34 difference there. That is huge for any team to
Yeah.
have that caliber of a player. Is he the number 2 pitcher overall?
Yeah,
something
I
like
think
that.
I think Garrett Cole's still first, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Or I
So
can I have the rankings right in front of me.
I've got my
No,
cheat sheet here, and
Strider's first. Um,
yeah,
I think that's only because probably Garrett Cole had a like
yep,
slight dip last year. Um, Corbin
light.
Burns, Corbin Burns in third. Zach Wheeler in fourth on at least according to
Hmm.
whatever I got going on here. If we drop it down,
Yeah,
I like dropping it down to the last 7 days. Um, but yeah, still same thing. I
yeah. Some go on.
yeah, I think Strider at seven's got to be the best value. Um,
Yep.
I do think Royce Lewis is only $2 in our league. I think
Hmm.
his upside there, if he doesn't get hurt, knock on wood for any Twins
Yeah.
fans, if he doesn't get hurt, I think he'll be nasty. The Grand Slam machine himself.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know who else do I have. Oh yeah, I had Nico Horner, um, in Cubs.
Yep.
We have a Chicago dominated league, so I feel like him at $1 is extra valuable in our league.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Yep.
but the amount of steals he gets, he's a pretty like well-rounded player. Um, I think that's
The
up
other
there.
Chicago guy that I had, there's actually two Chicago guys that I had instead of on top of Horner. Seiya Suzuki that
Mm,
Eric has. I have him at a $14 difference, valued at 16. Have he has him for two.
$2. Yeah,
So that's a big one. And then Justin Steele. I had him at $12 value, and who's let's come premature? That Jordan, number one Jordan.
yeah, he's on
That's
Eric's team now though.
yeah.
Yeah, he's going for $1, which is
Yep. Got him for $1.
yeah. He was in the Cy Young running there for a bit until
Yep.
a little off the rails at the end of the year. But I mean,
Yep.
I'd take him. Justin Steele, I'm pretty sure he's a pitcher. I'm pretty
Hmm.
sure he only has two pitches, which is kind of crazy for a starter.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't
yeah,
care. I don't care about the Cubs.
yeah. I mean, I only care about them because I have people who care about them. I only care about the White Sox because you care about them. I care about everyone's team now. I care about the
Uh,
Rockies just because I live in Colorado.
the
Um,
diplomat.
yeah. Um, yeah.
Love it.
I have I mean, I don't think I have any like amazing values. Spencer Steer at $5 um is
Hmm.
fine. I like that he plays all over the freaking place. Um yeah, I was looking at Chad's team too. I don't think he necessarily has anyone that is like incredible value. I'd say Glass now at 13 if Glassnow also kind of like the Royce Lewis situation. If Glassnow stays healthy, that will be way below what he probably would have been in a draft. Um,
Yep.
yeah. So
Glass now.
I guess
Same thing there.
Corbin Carroll would probably go for 60 ish probably.
Oh yeah, this year. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess
This year he'd probably
30
be up there.
$33 is half off. Um,
Yep.
yeah. So that's a pretty good value. Um, yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah. I would
Take
love
that.
Corbin Carroll. That's for sure. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah. Let's go.
I tried to get him last year, but I would have had to trade my entire team, my entire minor league system, and probably, you know,
Yeah.
the rights to my ballpark in order to get him.
Yeah. That was what I've been trying to get. I guess what is Pete's team looking like? Yeah, Pete has Julio Rodriguez at 23. That's a
Yeah.
decent value. I wouldn't say it's amazing value,
Hmm.
but yeah, I remember last year I really wanted
Yep.
Julio Rodriguez, and I just couldn't get him from Pete. Um, but yeah,
He's not giving him up.
no, definitely not. All right, let's take a look at each team. Let's kind of think
Yeah.
about
Let's go.
what they need for, I guess, best case scenario and worst case scenario for draft day, which is tomorrow. I'm
Mhm.
pretty stoked on that. Um,
Crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy it's here already.
I know. I mean, it's earlier than we usually do. I think one year we actually drafted after opening day,
After this,
which
yeah.
which I absolutely did not like. Um, this year I was a little hesitant about drafting so far away from opening day, um,
Mm-hmm.
but whatever. Everyone has lives, and we could kind of make it work for
Yep.
tomorrow. I'm gonna start from the bottom of the team list here on Fantrax, and we're gonna start with Justin. Uh, I mean, Justin has a lot to fill, that's for sure. He's got his two
Mm-hmm.
closers, just like you and I. He's got one starting pitcher. Uh, Castillo at 28 is probably fairly solid there. Um, Michael Conforto is pretty mediocre in the outfield, but he's got Ian Happ, um, Sean Murphy at catcher. That's that's fine. I think he's gonna have to do a lot in the draft for sure. Um, he has to fill all of his starting pitching and almost all of his offense. I do think catcher is not that bad this year, so I think, I mean, maybe he could have given Sean Murphy back, but for $6, oh well, not bad. I think best case scenario for Justin, he has an amazing draft and gets some deals. Um, he doesn't really have anything locked down though, other than closer, which we've already touched
Mm-hmm.
on. Like he's gonna have a very hard draft. I think there's gonna be players that he's gonna miss out on, that he's just gonna have to miss out on because of uh, the amount of salary he's gonna have to spend on some big boys. Um,
Yep.
yeah. What do you think?
Correct me if I'm wrong. We got $280 to spend in
Three
the
three hundred
auction.
300 this season.
Is it 300?
300. Yeah.
All
Um,
right, so that's gonna go into my
I think it's
next topic.
yeah. I think it's yeah. $300 is what we get. 330 is the cap.
330 is the cap.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, because we took that reserve draft money and put it into regular
Okay.
draft. So yeah, I mean
So
300
he's got a
total.
little bit.
Yeah,
Yes, he's got a little bit more money to spend. He's got $220 to spend then ish. For 12 positions.
yeah. I have him at, oh, I guess salary remaining is your cap space. So yeah, he has, yeah,
Yeah.
222 exactly.
Yep.
Um,
222. Can he get good value? Sure.
yeah,
Who's that going to be though?
yeah. It's
You got
gonna.
to get.
I'm so worried. There's so many people in this draft this year that are just gonna spoil my draft plans. Everyone has so much money compared to what we usually go
Yep.
into these drafts with. Uh, he can spend
That's
big.
the one.
He
Yeah.
can spend
Go
big
ahead.
on some players, but he's just gonna have to get value on the rest. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
so I'd say best case
That's the
scenario,
one.
he comes out of the draft top 5 team. I think he can do that. Um, but he'll have to play it perfect. Um,
Yep.
yeah. All right.
Yep.
Jumping up
I
to
agree.
jumping up to Tyler. Um,
Ugh.
he has nothing. um,
Woof.
uh, I mean, John Gray. No, yay. I don't know. I wouldn't want John Gray, but I guess he's a fine SP6. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Mondesi. Uh, I think it's fine at $1, but like you don't. I don't think you're getting anything crazy special there. He's only projected 144 at bats currently. I guess he's not
Yeah.
even on a team yet. So, uh,
Nope.
yeah. I mean, it's pretty
Yeah.
straightforward here for Tyler. He's got a lot to do.
He's got a lot to do, and that's that one of my worst outlooks is going to be Tyler. It's like, okay, you've got two guys that would you say John Gray's even startable if he's a sixth pitcher? Like, okay, so you already have a reserve guy that you're keeping. Same thing with Mondesi,
Yeah, both
a
easy
248
reserve
on base
guys.
percentage. Like, are you just going to get steals out of him? But it's going to hurt you everywhere else. So
Yeah.
you've got two reserve guys that you're keeping that you could probably get either at, I mean, yeah, Mondesi is $1, but
Yeah, so it doesn't hurt you that
if
much,
you,
but I don't think the upside's there. Um,
but you can't like fill out your roster then. Like if you're gonna if you're planning to keep these guys on reserve, you're gonna auction off.
yeah.
You're gonna miss two guys in the auction that could be better
Yeah, I agree.
because you're
I
gonna keep
I
them there.
I honestly don't think John Gray is worth keeping even at $7.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-mm.
I sure you can keep him on your bench, but he's not startable currently. What did he do last year? He last year a 4.12 ERA with a 1.29 WHIP. All right, it's not horrible, but I don't think you if you draft right for starting pitcher, I don't think you need to start John Gray. Um,
Yeah,
talking from someone who usually starts awful pitchers. Um,
and that was on a World Series winning team in Texas.
true. Yeah, true.
Like, come on,
Yeah, that
come on.
is true. Yeah. All right. Good luck, Tyler. I don't think we even need to do the best outlook. Um. All right, Phil. Phil has made some interesting offseason moves. Um. I guess Jock
Mm-hmm.
Peterson's fine for $1, but what did he trade for Jock Peterson? I can't remember.
I
Um.
can't remember that either.
Yeah. Let's see transactions. He traded him. So he traded Class A, which I guess this is the one that everyone was like, like,
Mm-hmm.
what? Who are you keeping in this? Class A for Jock Peterson, Jeremy Pena, and Willie Adamas. I don't mind
Yep.
Adamas or Pena. I don't want Jock Peterson, but at $1,
Mm-hmm.
sure. Class A, I think Class A would have been 22, $23. So sure, I think Class A is the best player in that trade, but no one got kept other than Jock Peterson.
Jock Peterson.
So
Yeah.
yeah, interesting move. JD Martinez I think is good, but he currently has no team. Um,
Yep.
I would love to see him back
Mm.
with the Red Sox. I'm- I'd
Bring
be
him back.
I'd be down. Uh,
Bring him back.
but we don't really. We need Blake Snell or Jordan Montgomery more. Uh,
And that's why I, no offense to my godfather, but that's why I traded JD Martinez to him because I he doesn't have a team right now.
yeah,
If he still doesn't have a team come the end of March,
yeah,
you gonna throw him on reserve? So again, that's another $11 player that you have on reserve that's not
yeah,
accumulating stats, but is taking up an auction roster spot.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I really wouldn't mind if he was on a team right now. Um, but
Yep.
but yeah, we'll get to
If he
we'll
would
get
have
to
been
Blake
on a
Snell.
team,
I think Blake Snell
yeah.
is a tough guy to have currently. Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah, Hunter Brown and Merrill
Which
Kelly, uh, both fine pitchers. I think at the price they're totally
mhm.
startable. Um,
Yep.
Hunter Brown has upside. He showed that in the first half of the season. Merrill
Hmm.
Kelly is literally just a dude who'll get it done regardless. Like he's not like flashy, but he's solid. I love his numbers overall. So
Yep.
I've wanted Merrill Kelly from Phil all off season. I didn't I was actually the one who traded Hunter Brown to him. What did I give him? I don't remember. I gave him Hunter Brown, MJ Melendez, and Ryan McMahon. Pat myself on the back for that. Holy shit. And I got CJ Abrams, which yeah, I forgot I got CJ Abrams from that trade. Um I mean Hunter Brown I wouldn't mind having, but CJ
Yep.
Abrams I think he if he can get his OBP up and hits a couple more bombs and I think he can easily get 60 steals this year. Um
Yep.
yeah, so I'm
I can
down.
see it.
I'm down for best case scenario for Phil. Uh, we're 14 teams. I think he could top 8. Um,
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he has money.
I think he'll get into the middle of the pack.
Yeah, I think he'll be top 8 for sure.
Yep.
Um, his pitching is he's got two like decent starting pitchers. He just needs an ace, I guess, and then
Yeah.
fill that in with SP2 and so on. Um,
Mm-hmm.
hitting, I think he'll be fine. Yeah.
He's got options. He's got options to seek out.
Kyle in chat says he also got Devin Williams for my closer offer as well. That's funny. Um, he also wants us to talk about Laureano more. No, we'll talk about Tyler O'Neill maybe though. Um,
Yeah.
I love Tyler O'Neill. I think he if he's once another guy, if he stays healthy, he'll be nasty in Boston. Um, all right, we're jumping over to your team, Chris.
E.
Yeah, Francisco Alvarez
Let's hear it.
at catcher, Yandy Diaz at first base, Castellanos outfield, Gurriel, Drury, Hayes, Maeda, Morton, Duran, Munoz. All right, closer, you got locked up. I think you got two great closers. Solid prices for them. B contracts, so you can keep them going next year.
Hmm.
Morton, I wouldn't keep, but he's right on the edge of that like keeping line. I think he's fine. Um,
Yep.
yeah, I don't think it is a bad thing to keep him, but I personally wouldn't. Maeda for $3 is solid. Um, I think you start Maeda
Mhm.
probably, but he's kind of like John Gray. Like he's a little bit better than John Gray. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
He's
Mm-hmm.
startable. Austin Hayes, great outfield depth. Drury, he's fine. uh, I like the first, second, and third base eligibility.
That's
OBP's rough
that's
though.
why I have him.
Yeah, OBP's a little rough, but that's
Mm-hmm.
similar OBP to what is projected for CJ Abrams. So I have a guy like that too. Gurriel, I think there are a ton of Arizona outfielders, so I would be a little bit worried about at bats going away from him. But currently, he looks
Mm-hmm.
solid. Castellanos solid, 30 homer upside there, so that's nice. Diaz on a solid Tampa Bay team, OBP out of the roof. Um, Francisco Alvarez, solid catcher. I mean, yeah. I mean, overall, I feel like you have a solid base. You don't have too much to fill, which is kind of nice. Um, yeah, second, third, shortstop, a couple outfield, and then starting pitcher. But yeah, I think if you draft right, a top four projection out of the draft, I don't think that's out of the
Ooh.
question.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Okay.
just that start, you're gonna have to land some gnarly starting pitchers, which so do I. So I hope we can be
You and I are gonna go to battle.
I hope we can be friendly on the bidding. Um, but yeah, I think if your base is solid, that's for sure. Um,
that's
yeah, and
that's kind of what I was going for. Is if I could get good value, and then I can splurge on what I need to splurge on, which is I need speed, I need a little bit more power, and I need front of the line starters.
yeah.
So I'm not gonna say that that's what I'm going after in the auction, but if you see me
I
just
feel
hanging around for the players that I want
don't
that
bid
fit
after you.
that mold,
Yeah,
you might you might
yeah,
be keen on that.
yeah. I think you'll be fine. Uh,
Yeah. I
yeah.
honestly like after the deadline passed, I was thinking I was like, did I keep more players than I really should have? But then I was like, you know what?
So you got 10 players.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that too. I have full 12, which is kind of
Mm-hmm.
wild. But
Yeah.
I was like, I'd rather go into the draft knowing kind of what I need to fill than
Yep.
going in without knowing anything. Kind of like Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, top
I
four,
like it.
top four, top five out of the draft,
Oh
I
God.
think is reasonable. Um,
The last time someone projected me that high on a podcast, I freaking bombed. So
Yeah.
great.
Great.
Just
Well, I'm not saying you're gonna stay that way. Well, it just
great.
that's your high end there. Um.
Yeah.
All right, going over to Pete's team:
Pete.
Jonah Heim, Luis Ariz, Gleyber Torres, J. Rod, Lane Thomas, Adolis Garcia, Lizardo, and Seawald. I really don't want. I I I literally in my notes of my like podcasts and stuff I've been listening to, I think it says like heck no or like hell no to Luis Ariz. Like the OBP or batting average, whatever league you play in, is awesome, but
Yep.
everything else is eh. Home runs 8
Yeah.
projected, stolen base 3, RBIs 62, runs not bad at 76,
Mhm.
but still, I don't want that. For $1, sure. I think that's great actually. But I don't even think I'd take it for $5. I really I think he's fine. The Gleyber Torres, mm,
If if you have all the other categories covered that he's going to bring you down in,
mhm.
then yes, $1 makes sense,
Yeah.
and having him on your roster makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I but yeah, that's only if you have it all covered. And
Well, and that's kind of where I'm going to get at too with him. Like he's got $250 to spend.
mhm.
So you don't think he can get
I think he could.
two big power guys plus another big stolen base guy and then start filling out all his pitching
Yeah. I guess he could get
to
that
cover that?
it almost one guy with Bobby Witt if he took Bobby Witt. Uh
Hmm.
you get some solid
Yep.
power, amazing stolen bases. He could
I mean,
genuinely
what if he
if
goes?
he drafts right, he could genuinely have the top OBP in the league looking
Yeah.
at some of the guys he has. Um
I mean, what if he goes after an Aaron Judge,
yeah.
gets you 40 home runs plus another 400 OBP, and then
Yeah.
get
Juan
a
Soto
Bobby
even.
Witt?
Yeah, Juan Soto even.
Yeah.
Um
Hmm.
or two of
He's
those
got.
guys. If two of those guys, and I'd be a bit worried.
Oh yeah.
But he still has pitching to fill in. I think yeah. I think he'll be a force to reckon with in one of these either hitting or pitching. It'll be hard to draft well for both. Uh I do think
Yeah.
or he'll be middle of the pack in both. Um like I don't know. I feel like we're just going top 6 for everyone. Uh,
Yeah.
but it's just it's our year. What is it? 4th year of this league.
Hmm.
It's the reset year. So if anyone drafts right, they could be top 6. I guess. Um,
Yeah.
I do think his
If
path is
anyone,
a little hard. Just because, yeah,
I think he has the opportunity to splurge on the four guys that he wants,
yeah, 2
and then
pitchers,
he
2
can do
hitters.
$1 players, $2 players after that. I mean, you got if you got $250 to spend, and we're talking about average is going to be about $40 a player,
Yeah,
something for like the top 20, 30 guys. That's one, two, three, four roster positions that he could splurge on, and then he can just fill out the remainder.
that's yeah,
He goes after two of the top pitchers in the draft, two of the top 10 pitchers that are available. You go after a Bobby Witt, you go after an Aaron Judge. You don't think you can get four of those players for $200 and still have $50 to spend?
yeah. That's fair.
That's what scares me is like,
Yeah.
oh God, everyone's gonna have that same idea where they can
That's my
spend
idea, bro. That's my idea.
they can spend $50 on these guys and they can still get
That's
more players. It's like,
that's what
oh,
I'm kind of banking on. If I'm being honest, I I'm just gonna have to go huge. We'll get to my team, but
mhm,
yeah, it's yeah. I think
yep,
he can do that. He can probably do it better than I can. Um, jump into the new Jordan on the block. Uh,
hmm,
got just Adley and Christian Walker as his two bats currently.
yep,
Adley, I think, is genuinely. I love him at catcher. I think that's awesome. Uh,
yep.
two great pieces to build off of. Um, yeah, I like both of those players. Um, looking at,
Still crazy that Eric got rid of him.
I do agree.
Uh,
Yeah, I
just wow.
yeah, I love Adley too. Um, Joe Ryan, George Kirby, Blake Snell, Aaron Ashby, and Clay Holmes. That's a decent core for pitching for sure.
Hmm.
Um, you got three top 100 guys, um,
Yep.
all projected well below sub 4 ERA. Obviously, Blake Snell is in limbo currently. I think Blake Snell, his ADP and even innings pitched will probably drop a bunch if he doesn't sign soon. I think he's probably not going to start the season like right on the like open. He's not going to pitch opening day anywhere, even if he signs today.
Yep.
Um, so I think I'd be a little bit worried on that. $21 for him is fine. Um, his
Yep.
whip is a little high, but you have Joe Ryan and George Kirby there to.
How much time do you think he's gonna miss,
You know what? That's
Blake
gonna
Snell?
be so bad though. If he misses time and starts the season late, what do you think? He could.
If he misses a month,
What's that? Probably 4 starts.
4 starts, 5 starts.
Yeah,
So you're looking at
just give him an average.
18 wins, maybe
Yeah,
20 wins.
y-
Or I'm I always go WQS.
yeah,
Um, uh, sub
S-
200 Ks.
yeah. I I mean, he's still probably worth it at $21.
Yeah.
But I just think it's wild he hasn't signed yet. Um,
Hmm.
it's just I don't know. I'd be worried
A
for
lot of these
sure.
players.
Yeah, Aaron Ashby for $2 is kind of crazy.
Hmm.
92 innings pitched projected. Uh,
Those
97.
are all projections too.
Yeah.
Like
So I mean,
I feel like that is going to be he's going to be in the starting rotation.
yeah. I mean, if he is, I think I would. I'd still be worried about his ERA and WHIP though. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Even if he was pitching 92 innings, he's projected 4.3 and 1.4 WHIP. So yeah, I think if Snell comes back, this is fine. I think this is a great starting rotation to start with. Um, just got to find a closer. I think, yeah, it's gonna be hard for these one closer teams, but if these one closer teams, I think there's what 3 top 10 closers remaining. I think
Hmm.
if they each get one, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
I have a hard time giving him anywhere higher than top 8, top. Yeah, I think it'd be hard to give a top 8. How much money does he have left? Do you have that up there?
Oh, that was
Okay, he can spend 210
200,
or yeah,
204.
yeah. So
That's a lot of that's a
204.
lot of offense you got to fill though.
Yeah, ton of offense. It's gonna be crazy seeing some of these guys. There's gonna be crazy bidding wars going for some of these higher end players.
Hmm.
Um,
Yep.
just because that's what you need to fill out like a solid offense. You need some of these big
Yep.
guys. Yeah, I'd still think highest he can be maybe right on the 8 mark, maybe. Um, Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll see.
I'll say 8 too.
Yeah.
I like that.
Jay obviously has literally nobody. Uh, like
Does this help him or hurt him?
I think it hurts him. There's so many
That's
people kept that are
mhm,
solid values, and he doesn't have any solid values. Uh,
yeah.
that's my biggest thing. That it's just gonna be really hard to get solid values when any of the players worth spending on, we're all gonna be trying to spend up on that. So
Yep.
maybe later in the draft. I know Jay's done well later in the drafts the last few years that he just like has got some solid values. But
Hmm.
yeah, uh, we'll see. I don't even know where to project him at 0 players kept. Should be interesting.
I think it hurts him. It's going to be interesting to see if he gets into the bidding wars because I mean, he can spend $70, $80 if he really wants to.
Yeah,
If he's that confident that he can get value later on, he's got the world at his fingertips.
that's
He
why.
just needs to.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking maybe him for Acuna. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah, even if he
But then
spent
again,
$80, I wouldn't think he's. I wouldn't think that's ridiculous. Um,
yeah.
yeah.
I
So
mean, but even if you get one player for $80, now you only have $220 to
that's fine though.
uh spend on what is it 17 players.
Yeah.
So that that dollar per player, that really scares me with him is just like if he does splurge on someone or two players, two guys,
Yeah.
he's going to be looking at, your middle of the pack for the rest of his roster, and what good does that do him?
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah. If he goes big, maybe he's got to go medium big. Like
Mhm.
get like
Mhm.
4 medium big players.
Yep.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to be in that position. I'm happy where I am. Just because I don't I know exactly what I need.
Yep.
Jumping over to Eric here. Tristan
What's Eric
Casas. I've wanted Tristan Casas so bad, but I
got?
got different plans for first base. Uh, Christopher Morel or whatever the fuck it is. Um, he's he's solid. I yeah. I don't know. I think they're a little hype on him just because he's a
Mhm.
Cubs player. Ellie De La Cruz, I think, has massive upside, but everyone's been whispering about maybe him having to go down to the minors for a little bit. If he can figure it out, I'm game for sure at $8.
Yeah.
Um, that's probably another one of the better values. Uh, James Outman, sure. Suzuki, we touched on him earlier. Great value. Bueller, heck no, I don't want him. Hunter Green, sure. Eduardo Rodriguez, yeah.
Wow.
I
You don't
think
want you don't want Bueller?
no. I think there's way too much risk. Uh, yeah, I
Yeah.
think he'll pitch well when he pitches, but I've innings limit, and then I've heard rumors of like off and on. I know they were uh like negated at one point and said it was just a rumor, but I heard a rumor of 6-man rotation for the Dodgers, uh, so that will limit innings even more.
Sure.
Um, yeah, I don't think I want Bueller. I think Eric definitely has the best rotation out of anyone in the league currently, but that's not hard to have.
Yeah.
But most of his pitchers below 4 ERA, um, fine whips. Yeah,
Mhm.
I guess he's the one who hates closers. He only has one currently. Maybe he'll just get some of the closer by committee guys and just roll him when he
Yeah.
needs it. Um, yeah, what's he has 230 $238 to spend. Um,
Yeah.
top four, I think, is easy with that amount of money. Uh, Catcher, he'll get just whoever, I think. Shortstop, I don't know, but Bobby
Is he a
Wood,
$1 catcher guy besides Adley?
I can't remember.
Forgot.
Yeah, but Bobby Witt, I think, would be a great fit for his team. Uh, I think,
Yeah.
and then maybe some power in the outfield, power in the util. Yeah, top four, I think, is easy if Eric does it right. I think that the how solid his rotation is currently just helps so much. It's just gonna be
Oh yeah.
all he's gonna have to look at is offense pretty much, and then just value pitchers. Uh,
Yep.
yeah, top four. What do you think?
I like top six.
Top six, a little lower.
I like top six.
Yeah,
Just a little lower. We'll
yeah.
see.
I'd say
We'll
that's
see.
yeah. I'd give him at 100% probably for top six, or I'll 99.9. Uh, yeah. Dex got Alex Lang. I'm surprised he's not projected for any saves. I thought Alex Lang was closing last year.
Yeah.
Helsley, Stroman, uh, William Contreras, obviously one of the better catchers. Horner at $1 is great. Those steals are amazing. He's got to have some of the top upside of steals with Mr. Ruiz and Jorge Mateo, which I would not start Mateo at all, but still stolen base upside if you're playing someone like myself who loves stolen bases. You want to beat me in that category. Uh, I kind of wanted Gunner, but I'm so 50-50 on that price for him. I think it's really 50-50 on whether he finishes worth that. He'll be what, $32 next year. I think it will be really 50-50 on if he finishes worth that. He could finish a $40 player next year, but I think he could really finish still worth 25, which it doesn't mean he's not a good player, but um, I just felt like I could spend my money different on third base if I wanted to.
Yeah. The thing, like, he's got four guys right now that are projected sub double digit home runs.
Yeah,
But those guys are
that's
also going to give
crazy.
him 200 stolen bases,
Yeah. What did
56, 22, 34, 25. Like, man, he needs power now.
yeah,
Can you get?
you can. Uh yeah,
You
like you were
can,
saying
but
earlier, Soto or Matt
yeah.
Olson or Judge, but yeah. Uh, this is literally my team last year. I got it
Yeah.
locked up on stolen bases. Everything else is ass. like honestly, that's my team last
Yeah.
year. Everything else was not good. Um
And then like you look at like can what value do these guys present to anyone else if he's going to try and make a trade? Like,
yeah, Luis
what are you going
Robert
to give
is
up?
too
Yeah.
expensive. Gunner,
Hmm.
if he has a great first month, I would definitely look at him. Ruiz, no thank you. Um
Yep.
Jorge Mateo, no. I'll take Contreras, but
Hmm.
that's about it, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
Like I'm just thinking if he tries to sell one of his big stolen base guys, like what is the return going to be? Is
yeah.
the return even worth it?
Nico Horner's probably worth it.
Nico, yeah,
Yeah. Although you're suffering on homers there still.
exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd say yeah, he's probably one of the guys who has the most keepers but the most to fill as well
Hmm.
still.
Yeah.
Um I think his best, I guess Robert and Gunner are probably worth that price. Um Robert Beverly. Um no, that's pretty solid for Robert. But still, too much money on the table for what he has to fill. Um, we'll see if
Yeah,
Jordan Lawler, if he plays like more than 331 at bats, he'll probably be solid. Um,
I think that's bottom four.
bottom four. That's it.
Bottom four.
Yeah,
Sorry.
bottom four. Let's see. Bottom four. Oh, I think bottom six, which I guess
Okay.
is like top eight is his highest, but I don't think that's likely. I think bottom four is more likely than top eight. Um, yeah, we'll see. I don't like much there though. All right, over to Dana. I've traded with Dana
Welcome back.
a bunch. Yeah. I gave Dana Mitch Keller. I gave him Hassan Kim. I think I gave him Bueller, and then I don't remember, but but yeah, Cal Raleigh. I think that's great for $1. Cattell Marte. I think you were talking about his expected value compared to what he's
Yep.
going for. Uh, I like it. Um, Hassan Kim. I think that's great. I think will be interesting to see if either where he plays. I guess he has second, third, and
Mhm.
shortstop eligibility regardless, but it'll be interesting where he plays. I guess Bogarts is playing at second, and Kim will probably play at short. Jorge Soler for $4 is great. You got amazing home run upside there. Um, yeah, I mean, pretty solid
Same
offense.
thing with Torkelson.
Yeah, Torkelson, O'Neill Cruz, all of this is great. Um, it's great, solid players to start with for not that much money.
Hmm.
Kyle Gibson is not amazing. I don't think I'd start him. Yeah, Mitch Keller, I had him, but I didn't. I think his upside was seen last year. He got the big contract. Uh, I might miss him, maybe not. We'll see. David Bednar, great closer to have. I like that. Um, overall, I think it's a great base. I think top four is what I'd give him. Uh, that's his upside for sure. Um,
Yep.
yeah, the amount of money he has to spend with the players he has now, really, I think one of the better teams, like well off going into the draft tomorrow. All right,
He's got
yeah,
$260 to spend
yeah, that's
once he puts
nuts.
O'Neill Cruz up there. So he can splurge on these guys. He just needs to splurge in the right avenues.
Yeah, I'm worried going through some of these teams. I feel like I'm not gonna be able to afford some of the guys I want. Um, it's gonna be it's a little worrisome. Might lose
It's
some
gonna be
sleep tonight.
cutthroat.
Yeah. All right, jumping up to Crimmy. Crimmy was supposed to be on here today, but didn't want to
Mm.
join us. Um, Isak Paredes, Bohm, Kelnick, Barrios, Bradish, Detmers, Strider, Kikuchi. Strider holding down that rotation for sure. Um,
Hmm.
Bradish will be interesting to see how much he pitches this year. Um, looks like Fantrax still has him at 189 innings. No way that's possible. Um,
Nope.
Detmers, I feel like everyone always wanted him to be good and thought he would had upside, but looks like the projections don't think that this year. um,
Yeah.
uh, Kikuchi is fine on the borderline start. I think it's if he has like a 2 start week, I might throw him in. Barrios is solid as well. Not a bad rotation. I think having Strider there saves that rotation.
Yeah.
Um, I really wanted Bradish from Chad before Bradish got hurt. Um, I think Bradish had amazing upside for this season, but I'm out on the Bradish train for now. But it sucks that he got hurt. He looked like he's going to be great. Um, yeah, offense.
So now here's another two in the pitching staff. Here's another two closers that need to go here.
Yeah, see, I don't
So
know how that happens, We have three
Yep.
people. I think we've gone through that only have one closer, or four maybe, and then
Yep.
two here.
Mm-hmm.
That means Krim has to get Hater. I think he has to. Like, he really has to, because then you don't really have to worry about it. It's not like Hater's gonna lose the job. Although
Yeah.
Ryan Presley's in Houston, I don't think Hater will lose it though. There's no way they're gonna give it to anyone else. But he's got to get one of those top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Hater, Classe, or does he go after Romano because it's Toronto?
I know. I was kind of thinking that too, but I don't know. I don't know if I'd. I think you have to get Class A or Hater if I was him. But his offense is
Yep.
not anything to love. Um, it's fine.
Not right now. He's
Yeah,
got, I think he's got two two utility guys
yeah.
in Bowman Kalenic.
The thing is,
Maybe Kalenic's your fourth outfielder. Maybe.
the thing is, both Paredes and Clinic aren't even projected 500 at bats. That's
Mm-hmm.
rough for a starting lineup.
Yep.
Uh, like the stats aren't bad. If Clinic's getting 600 ABs, he's probably hitting closer to probably like 20 something home runs and
Mm-hmm.
maybe I don't know, maybe 130 runs plus RBIs. Like that's not
Yep.
too bad. And 18 steals. Like that's not bad. But only 300 ABs, that's not like I don't want to
Yeah.
start someone like that.
Mm-mm.
Um
That's someone you start if he's got a hot week.
yeah, exactly.
He's on a if he's on a tear for a couple weeks in a row, throw
Yeah,
him in there.
for sure. I would yeah. I really think Krim tore apart his team this offseason. I really think he did.
Yep.
Um, I I I felt like he had a fairly good team, um, and it all went away this offseason. Um,
Yep.
yeah, let's look at. I'm pulling up Krim's trades. He traded away. Is this no? This that's claims and drops. All right, he traded away Ty France and Newbar, which isn't anything crazy, but New Bar's upside solid. France is eh. He got Romano. Wait, yeah, he got Romano and Kellenic, and then he just didn't keep Romano. Um, he gave Henderson for Barrios, getting that Toronto guy. I think Henderson is probably better upside there. Um, and then traded Bradish for Sonny Gray. that's like that's like question mark for question mark. So I don't really blame him on
Yep.
that. But I think his team was better off with Gunnar Henderson on it, with Newt Bar on it. Um, we'll see if Bradish turns out. I think he'll be fine if Bradish does turn out and pitches. But apparently Phil says Mick said that Bradish is getting traded, not traded, surgery. So we'll see if that ever happens. Um, uh, I'll give him. I think bottom six is likely. Top nine, top eight is best case scenario. I really, I really don't love what Krim has got to
Yep.
do. Yeah.
I got
Um.
bottom six written all over him.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Over to Chad. Just a couple teams left here, and then
Yep. Yep.
Chad's got everyone hype, specifically Kyle and Eric, about how solid his keepers are. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's solid. I think Harper obviously is amazing at $26. I really wanted him in last draft, and I kind of wish I
Yep.
had him this year. Trevor Story's upsides there. Nolan Gorman looks solid. If Nolan Gorman gets more than 550 ABs, he's hitting over 30 homers. Yeah. If he can get his OBP up, it's great. Bellinger is a question mark, but if he keeps up the numbers from last year, he's easily worth 11. Corbin Carroll, we
Oh yeah.
already talked about earlier. Amazing. Santander is solid. Um, yeah, I think the upside on his team is like one of the best. Uh,
He's got great offense right now,
yeah,
and if he can fill it out again, he's going to be a force to reckon with.
yeah. Glass we talked about him earlier. If Glass can stay healthy, easy $13 player, probably closer to 27, 28.
Mm-hmm.
Sonny Gray, it's fine. And Devin Williams is apparently the number one relief pitcher currently. I think top four is pretty easy for Chad. Um,
Yep.
yeah, he's got.
I mean, he's got a path to be the top, again, the top guy coming out of the draft,
Yeah,
and to potentially just run away with this.
yeah. All of his guys hit solid, like mediocre power. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
he's maybe got to get one more guy who has solid power. Corbin Carroll and Trevor Story holding down steals. Even
Yep.
Bellinger helps there. Obviously, he has a lot to do in pitching, but another guy with only one closer. But Devin Williams, unless he gets shaky, he's got that in the bag. Um,
Yep.
yeah, cool. Top four consensus. Up to Burns on a PV, and we got Kyle.
Yes, here we go.
Um, the amount of Josh Naylor and Jimenez trades that I've gotten offered from him in the last like 3 weeks, it's been nuts. Um, I don't think either of them are
Second
bad.
that for me.
I don't think either of them are bad players. I I just have I'd need to get better power from my first baseman, and I already have plenty of second baseman options. Um,
Yep.
I think they're both solid building pieces at those prices. Royce Lewis, amazing upside for $2. Um, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Newt Bar, solid. Ty France, uh, I guess he's a fine util player for $1. And then
Yep.
Duvall at closer. Um, I mean, we know Kyle will be trying to draft one more closer at least. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so he's probably going to try to get one of those top 10 guys. We only have 3 of them. Someone's going to
Mm-hmm.
get screwed with closer. It's going to come down to that. I kind
Yep.
of, no offense to Krim, but it'd kind of be funny just to see him without a closer coming out of the draft, or at least without like a solid closer. Um,
Yep.
but I guess we'll see. Um, Kyle somehow always, like, if this was anyone else, I'd be like a little bit pessimistic just because I feel like it's a lot to do in a draft. Personally, I don't. It seems like I don't draft well, but like I think Kyle will be fine. It seems like he always ends up fine. Um,
Yep.
yeah. So I think.
Unless, unless I curse him.
How are you gonna curse him?
Unless I somehow curse this guy that has cursed me so many times in the
Yeah.
last 3 years.
Yeah. I
But I'll be the nice guy, and I won't say anything about that.
yeah. What do you give him? Oh, what's his best case scenario?
He's got a lot of pitching to fill out too. Um, he can do it. He can do it. I mean, the more and more I look at everyone's roster, the more and more I say, shit, I'm not going to get the pitchers that I want to get,
I
and because
I
everyone's going to be going after the top line starting pitchers.
I the more I look at everyone's roster, I'm like, shit. I don't think I'm gonna get like anyone I want. I You're just gonna
Yep.
have to spend like crazy. It's gonna be nuts.
Yep.
Um,
I mean,
yeah,
it kind of goes back to Kyle's biggest thing. I remember him saying was he was always was it stars and scrubs, whatever, where he would go ham for the top, you know, 4 of the top 20 guys, and then just fill them out with $1 players. So it's like, man, do you do that?
yeah.
Do you do that here?
I don't know.
I'm gonna say Kyle's gonna land somewhere in the top 6
Definitely.
because he always
He
does.
has to. Yeah, he will. He'll figure it out.
So, yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Top 6, I think, is pretty solid for Kyle just because he has to. He'll just figure it out. All right. And then on to myself,
On to you.
the Beantown Boys. I I don't have to do much for my offense. I have to do a
Hmm.
ton for pitching. Um, I do
Yep.
need some help power wise. Um, but I'm gonna,
That's I was gonna say right now. Like
yeah,
I think your biggest need is power.
yeah. I need, like I was saying earlier in the podcast, some Mookie Betts wouldn't bother me, but
Hmm.
I think he's a great, well-rounded, like OBP power, a couple steals. I think he'll help me for sure. Um, I kind of have steals in the bag. I don't really need steals, but I'll take more.
Nope. You'll take more though.
I always will. Um,
Yeah. You'll
and
take more.
then pitching, I just gotta get. I
You
gotta
yep.
get some good guys.
You got to find your starters. You got to find
Yeah,
your one. You got to find your two. You got to find a 3A and a 3B,
yeah.
and then
It's gonna be tough.
a 5.
It's gonna be so tough. Just I feel like I am in a little bit of a different scenario than most people. I feel like there's more
Mhm.
people in our league that need bats than need pitching. Um,
Mhm.
so I think it will be a little bit easier to get some bats I need, but I mean I need a catcher, but I'm not that worried. I'll get some catcher for $1. Um, but yeah,
Yep.
one good power
Well,
bat,
after
one good power bat, and then some pitching. I'll be happy. Um,
oh yeah,
yeah. What do you think about projection for your boy?
if you get your pitchers in order, you got top 6.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a little
Yep.
worried. I think top 6 is doable for sure, but I need to draft perfectly. I need some good pitching and just some one power bat. I think that's
You
all I
need
need.
to identify who you want, and then you'll be
Yeah.
if you get those guys, and if you aren't afraid to go out and get them,
Yeah.
you got this.
I mean, I got Tatis. I hope Tatis does better than he did last year, which
Yeah.
might be a stretch. He's projected for 105 runs and 95 RBIs, 31
Yeah.
steals, 31 homers. That's solid. I'm happy with that. A little expensive at $44, but I was thinking I could trade for him now and not have to worry about a guy like that in the draft, so I can worry about
Mhm.
someone else like pitchers. So I give myself a pretty, not easy top 8, but pretty. I'll give it myself like a 75% chance at top 8, and then
Yeah.
top 6,
50-50
top
top 6.
top 6, 50-50. Yeah, I'd say 50-50 is
I like it.
fair. Yeah.
I like it.
All right. But yeah, that wraps up our team breakdowns. I think that's good for our first anti-pod. We
Yeah.
got Kyle, I think, still in here. Eric's still in here. Um, thanks. Tyler was in here a little bit. I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for hanging, Chris.
Hell yeah.
Um, uh,
Hell yeah.
when there was some slander last night about no anti-pod happening, I was like, you know what? Let's just do it.
Let's just do it.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
yeah. All right.
Heck yeah.
I'll end the stream here, but thanks for
All
anyone
right.
who's watching. Peace out.
See you guys tomorrow.
Yeah.